90 plus 6 is 99. That's what happened in the Indonesia versus Bahrain match on the 10 October 2024, sparking controversy. At that time, Indonesia was leading 2-1 in the 74 minutes. However, at the end of the match, specifically during injury time, which was supposed to be only 6 minutes, it ended up being 9 minutes. This is certainly very detrimental to Indonesia, which was in the leading position at that time. And sure enough, the added time, which was not reasonable, resulted in Bahrain's second goal in the 98th minute. In my opinion, this is a fairly fatal violation, and I question how the referee decision could seem to favor one side, namely Bahrain, making the match unfair. Quoting the regulation in the IVAB or International Football Association Board laws of the game, it is written that added time may be extended by the referee but may not be reduced. IVAB states in Law 7 that injury time is compensation given by the referee in each half for all time lost in that half. The loss of time can occur due to several things, such as substitution of players, assessment of injured players, time wasting by players, disciplinary sanction against players such yellow or red cards, checking VAR, and other else. Although the rules do allow for added injury time when something happens, as I mentioned earlier, that there seemed to be no urgency or incident that caused the game to stop long enough for Ahmed Al-Kaf or the referee to add injury time in the second half of the Bahrain vs Indonesia match. Hello everyone, my name is Genaro Kinara Syachdi. I am from Campus UBSI Fatmawati, Informatics Study Program. My NIM number is 15240-130. Here, I will teach about simple present tense. We will start from definition first. Simple present tense, it is a verb tense used to express actions that are happening now or that happen regularly. What does being present mean in simple present tense? Present in simple present tense means now. Then simple means simple. And tense is the form of the verb according to the time period used. After that, there are 5 applications of simple present tense. The first application is a fact, which means simple present tense is used to state fact or truths. The second application is general truth, which is a fact that is true and accepted by society in general. For example, the sun rises from the east, the earth goes around the sun, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. The third application is something will never change in English grammar. The fourth application is habits and routines, and the last application or the fifth application is personality description. In other words, simple present tense function is to convey a fact, express repetitive action, and describe reality. In simple present tense, usually use adverb of frequency, which is a word or phrase that express how often the activity is done by someone. For example, we see here that are 7 examples: always, usually, often, sometimes, seldom, rarely, and never. On the next slide, we can see how many possibilities or percentage of things are done from an adverb of frequency when used, ranging from 100% to 0%, or never do at all. And the following examples of use in a sentence. The example is Darul always eats breakfast, Eddie usually eats breakfast, they often watch TV, we sometimes watch TV, David seldom drinks milk, Lutfi rarely drinks milk, and I never drink alcohol. After that, let's discuss the formula and example of simple present tense. The formula of simple present tense usually comes in the three forms: positive, negative, and interrogative. In the positive, at the beginning of the sentence simple present tense will use subject, then verb 1 will be added after that. What is a verb 1? Verb 1 is a basic verb from in English that is used to express events that occur regularly or continuously. After adding verb 1, it ends with the intended object. In the negative, at the beginning of a simple present tense sentence, it will use the subject. Then it will add do or does, depending on the use of the subject. Because this is a negative form, after that, which the word not will be added in the middle of the sentence, followed by verb 1 and ended with the object. In the interrogative, at the beginning of simple present tense sentence, it will use do or does, then subject, after that verb 1, then finally object, and given a question mark because this form aims to ask something. Verb 1 can change depending on the subject used. As in this PowerPoint, I, you, they, we, verb 1 is used it. But when using he, she, it, the verb 1 is used with s behind it, become its. As well as when using do or does, when I, you, they, we will use do and verb 1 is used it. But when using he, she, it, do will change to does and it will become its. This is an example of the positive form. We see in the sentence 1 and 3. In the sentence 1, I is used as the subject, plus study as the verb 1 and English as the object. In the sentence 3, she as a subject, always as an adverb of frequency, sleeps as a verb 1 and early as a object. The second one here is an example of the negative form. In the sentence 1, I as a subject, then use do according to my explanation. When using I, we use do. Then add not in the middle sentence. After that, study as a verb 1 and Arabic as an object. In the sentence 3, using he as a subject and then adding does, usually as an adverb of frequency, go as a verb 1 and to the party as the object. The third example is interrogative form. In the interrogative form, we can add 5 W and what 1 H, or what, where, why, when, who, and how. For example, in sentence 3, we use when, then does, because after that, we use the subject of the person name. After that, usually as an adverb of frequency, sleep as a verb 1 and at night as the object. After that, there is a nominal sentence formula, or sentence in the English that does not use the main verb but use auxiliary verbs. The only difference with the initial formula is the use of the am, are, is, a substitute for verb 1, and the object is replaced with a complement, which is a word or group of words that completes the meaning of the subject, verb, or object. Then the negative form adds not in the middle of sentence, and the interrogative from which swaps be and subject in the sentence order and can add 5 W and 1 H at the beginning of the sentence. After that, these are the shortener form of I am to I'm, you are to your, and he is to his. Example of this formula. In the positive formula, in the sentence 1, at the beginning of the sentence, using we as a subject, are as be used are because the subject is we and my hero is the complement. In the example of the negative form, a not is added in the middle of the sentence, like a sentence 1. And finally, in the interrogative form, in sentence 5, at the beginning, using where, then are as a be, then your parent as a subject. Even if here don't use complement, it's okay, that's not a problem. Okay, I have finished explaining about the simple present tense, starting from the definition of application and formula. According to me, that's enough from me. See you and thank you.